To the wife, I sincerely, with every single fiber of my being, apologize. I take full accountability for my part in this story that I am releasing, that I am not just releasing for me, but that the Lord told me to release, because I am a woman of God. And we are to take accountability for everything, every good thing, every bad thing, in our lives. And I can't go forth with, all the good stuff, or I can't even share all the things that other people have done and not hold myself accountable for what I've done. Now, God, with his amazing and wonderful self, has forgiven me a long time ago for this. This happened over a decade ago, well over a decade ago now. But it is something that I have done. He does not allow me to walk around in shame and condemnation, because he says in his word, there's therefore now no condemnation to those who are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh but after the spirit. And so therefore I don't have to walk around with the guilt of it, but I do have to release what I did. It's just only right. And so in no way, shape, or form am I condoning, absolutely not, or justifying what I did. I just have to take accountability because it's only right. And so with sincerest, deepest apologies, I am very, very sorry. I don't know when you will see this. I'm pretty sure you will, though. And because of where my life is going, I'm pretty sure you will see this. And you'll know who you are. I am not naming names. You know who you are. They know who they are. But I pray that you find it in your heart to forgive me as well. Welcome to Receive and Relate. If this is your first time here, my name is Tara Walker. I'm very glad you are here and clicked on this episode for story time. If you are a returning subscriber or a returning visitor, hey, welcome back. So this is a part of the journey of being married to my narcissistic ex-husband. And I am, again, like I said, I'm not going to name names. I am just going to tell the story of what happened in this episode. So I had a relationship with somebody, and then, I broke it off. And then I reconnected with my now ex-husband, and we ended up getting married. And if you haven't been following along, go back and binge watch the other episodes so you'll understand where I am at this point in the marriage. And so I am literally in a sexless marriage. And I don't mean a sexless like every now and then, or like once a month or every couple of 3 months or quarterly or something. No, literally I am in a sexless marriage. The man has never, to this day, put his penis inside of my vagina. And so on top of that, I am being abused by him, mentally, emotionally, verbally. And it has been very, very hard. Again, I'm going to say this again. I really want to make sure that I stress this. I am not justifying what I did. I know what I did was wrong. But I am telling why I did. Okay? Because like I said in other videos, if you never give me a reason to cheat on you, it'll never happen. I have always been a loyal girlfriend and or wife until you give me a reason to. What I felt was a reason to. And so this time that would be the first affair we had. It would not be the last, unfortunately. I wish, God knows I wish, God knows, I wish, I'm about to get emotional, because I really do wish that I could turn back time, the hands of time, and not be influenced by my flesh. Because I'm going to be very transparent. I was very horny, okay? I am sorry. That's the best way I could, and then on top of that, I was very angry. I was very sad. My emotions was up and down every day. I told God, like I said, on the honeymoon, I told God I hated him, and I still hated him around this time, because now I even hated him even more, because now that we got back home, that's when all the abuse really, really started. And so, like I said, not only am I getting abused, but I'm also not even having sex. So I am, like, my emotions are all over the place. And so what happens, unfortunately, is and I wish that I had the spiritual maturity that I have now back then, because like I said, it wouldn't have happened. I would have just fought through it. But I was not as spiritually mature back then as I am now. And so what happens is, with women who have been victims in narcissistic relationships, so I'm married to a narcissist, and then the other relationships that have been narcissistic relationships also, including this person. And so what happens is because the way the world is now, you don't typically want somebody new, because you don't know them. You know what I'm saying? You don't know their background. You don't want to get to know another person. You know what I'm saying? So you're not getting back on back then it wasn't really a lot of, I think it might have been Christian Mingle or something, but it wasn't really a lot of apps and stuff back then. It was like the date line, and that's how me and him met. So you just didn't want to, you ain't feel like going through the whole rigmarole of trying to find somebody new, and then, you know what I'm saying? So what happens is, unfortunately, you go back to what you know. Now, even though God has revealed this person to me timeless times now, after our relationship, when we were together as boyfriend and girlfriend, and how many times and how much he had cheated on me, gave me an STD and all of that. The stories are in the stories are in the playlist. Go back and watch if you haven't. Even though I knew all this about this person, we still go back to what we know. We go back to what we think is a safe place, right? Because prior to me finding out about his cheating, he was the safe place back for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? That was my significant other for 2 years. I'm talking about my ex-boyfriend. So, but it didn't happen. It wasn't planned that way the first time. So the first time how it happened was, this was when the Lord told me to release dates as well. I'm telling you, I just have to say this. This is one of the hardest, even harder than me in the drummer situation. This one is really hard, because I never set out in my entire life to be an adulterer, and that's just what I was. I mean, you can't just sugarcoat it. I never set out I never wanted to ever do that to anybody else's husband. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want that to be me. And unfortunately it did. And so this side of the story was very, very, very hard for me. Probably even harder to reveal this than my previous addictions to sex and masturbation and pornography and stuff like that. Like, I can talk about that to anybody, but this right here has been very hard. And why is it? Because people, they really come down on you so really, really bad when it comes to affairs, adulterous affairs, as if other sins are less than this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the greatest sin, and it's not, But anyway, I'm just saying that's why it's been really, really hard. Because, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't looking forward to backlash and everything. But if the Lord tells me to do something, I got to do it. He's, there's going to be things that we're going to do that the Lord tells us to do that we don't want to do. There's things that we be like, okay, God, let's go. And then there's things we going to be kicking and dragging our feet and like, man. But again, as I've been saying since I started this journey with the story, I have to hold myself accountable for what I did. I also never wanted to break it. I don't know if the home is happy now or not. I don't know anything about them. I do not pull up their pages on social media and look. I did before, 2 years before, but I don't do that now. Like, whatever they got going on is their business. I mean, I ain't got nothing to do with that. What I do pray is that the home is happy, because God just honors marriage so much. And I know I know now how important marriage and covenant is to God now. So now, I want the best for anybody who's married. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who's married. And so that was another reason why it was harder, because I didn't want to be, I'm like, God, well, I don't want to, if the home is happy, I don't want to mess up the home, you know what I'm saying, by this testimony. But I have to be obedient. I have to do, and I just have to pray that when the person sees this, again, because I know they will. I don't know when, but I know they will. I just pray that they find it in their heart to forgive me. So now, how it happened, it wasn't a whole bunch. Don't think that it was, we wasn't having no affair for no year or nothing like that. No. I think I can count on one hand, how many times. Different times and different seasons also, and so, but it was during while both of us was married. It was never after that. Now that I can put a stamp on it and seal it, and you can take it to the bank. Okay, that it's my UPS man. That it never happened after. Once I divorced my ex-husband, it never, even before the year prior to that, it never happened. Now, well, I'll get to that. Okay, I'll leave that alone for right now. But because he tried for it to happen again. But that after God showed me who he really, really was, and I'll get to that story. That it's like something clicked in my mind. Like, yeah, leave this person alone and leave them alone forever. So anyway, so how this happened the first time it wasn't planned. It really wasn't. I used to be, when I was in the relationship with him, okay, I used to be extremely close with his family. They really, really loved me. I'm talking about family up here and family down south. And I loved them. Like, they were really cool people. And so even after we broke up, one of his particular family members I still kept in touch with, or she still kept in touch with me. We kept in touch with each other, and we would just text once in a while, see how each other was doing and stuff like that. And so they were in town. This was the day before Thanksgiving 2010. I told you the Lord told me to release dates. So whatever, it was a Wednesday, because usually Thanksgiving on Thursday, right? So whatever date that was, I don't know the date, but it was I know the day. And the relative texted me and said they were in town and wanted me to come to see them, because by now it had been, we broke up in 2007, so by now it had been 3 years since I had seen them. And his mother knew. She told his mother, and she was like, yeah, please, yeah, come over. I'm giving you this because, or I'm sharing this for my accountability, and also for the wife too, because you need to understand that, like I said, it was not planned at all. But his mother really, really loved me. Like, she wanted me to be, she really, and this isn't any dig to you, okay, but she really wanted, before y'all even got together, you know what I'm saying, this was when we were still together, she really wanted me to be the wife, the mother of her grandchild. She was pressing us to get pregnant back then, which I'm so thankful I did not. And she just really, like I said, she really, really liked me. So when the relative told her that she told me that they were there, she was like, come over. She had cooked. She knew I loved her chitlins. She saved me a whole bowl of them and everything. I came over. I hung out with them. He was not there at first. He was not there. I know he didn't have my number. So I believe the cousin or the relative told him that I was there. And eventually he came by. When he came by, we all sat down at the table. We talked. We went back over stories, when we were together. She revealed to me that he cried when I broke up with him, when I was waiting, because I told him to give me some time, and I did. But I knew I wasn't going back, but I just said that so he could stop like calling and texting me and stuff. And the mother said that he was crying, and I even feel bad just saying this part, but I just need you to understand that this was not something that was planned to do in the beginning. It was not. I just really liked her mom. I was cool. His mom, excuse me. I was cool with the relatives, and I just went to say hello. I wasn't even expecting to see him. So when he walked in the door, I was like, okay, what's up? And like I said, we all get to reminiscing and things of that nature. And I'm getting ready to wrap it up here because there's really not much else to share, except for the fact that I thought that he was walking me back outside to my vehicle, but he walked me down to an abandoned apartment, and that is where the affair happened. You don't need to know all the details. Just know that that's when it happened the first time. Again, I am very, very sorry. It was, I could have made the choice and told him no, but I didn't. And that is why I'm sharing and holding myself accountable, because I was wrong. I can't put it all on him. He didn't force me. Okay? It was not no force. It was not no R word. Nothing like that. I was in a very vulnerable state. I was, like I said earlier in the video, I was in a very angry state. I was very sexually, what's the word? When you're, I'll just say frustrated. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Like I said, I was angry, and I was regretting my decision of marrying the person. And also the enemy had me thinking that I should have given the ex-boyfriend another chance. But no, the Lord, I made the right decision breaking up with him, and boy, did I make the right decision. I'll share that in another story. But this is my first time releasing this publicly. Again, it's so hard for me to release this. It's so hard because like I said, I don't want to break up nobody's happy home. But I have to hold myself accountable. I have to. But again, like I said, the Lord has forgiven me, and I pray that when you come across this, that you forgive me. And find it in your heart to forgive me. If you have any questions and ever want to reach out to me, listen. I'm more than happy to give you my number. This, like I said, it happened over a decade ago, so I pretty much remember I'll remember as much as I can. If I have any details for you, I'll remember much as I can. If you ever wanted to reach out and ask me, but that's it for this episode. Like I said, there were other times as well. I'm asking the Lord when we get to that section of my story if he wants me to release those times or not. But, go into the details of that. But if he doesn't, then I won't. I'll just let you know that it was a few more times. Not a whole lot. It's just a few more. I'm telling you, I really believe it was just one hand. But that was enough. The first time was enough. And I did. Let me say this too. I did feel bad about it back then. Don't get me wrong. Like, I wasn't like I was out here like completely careless. But at that time it was more so just selfish on my part, because I was trying to fill a void, which never was even, the crazy part about it was never filled. You know, because regardless if you went back to somebody, you know, this person is now married to somebody else. They are not mine. No matter what I'm going through, you are not mine. You will no longer be mine. You will never be mine again. And so it was really pointless for it to happen because, you know, but I just wanted to share my side. And like I said, just publicly, again, like not just me, but the Lord told me to do this. But publicly give my story, give my side of that. And you may or may not know, you know, because like I I found out when he cheated on me in a relationship, you know, a lot of times wives know. Sometimes you may know, you may not know the details of it, but you may know, or you may have like a suspicion. And because women, we just naturally have that you know, that suspicion or like that intuition. We just naturally do. But I just want to let you know that again, I can't say it enough. I'm very sorry. It should never have happened. It shouldn't have happened again. It shouldn't have happened again after that. And however many times it happened, it shouldn't have happened at all. No matter how mad I was, no matter how I was going around thinking like, well, she's the rebound chick. You know what I'm saying? Because of how quickly, when he found out that I was engaged, somebody sent me pictures that y'all was married not even a year after that. And it was really quick. It was really quick. And I was like, how quickly we move on. And so, but it didn't matter. He moved on. Okay, it didn't matter. He was no longer mine, regardless of how fast I felt like y'all got together or not. Now, as the cheating person that I found out him to be, I would not be surprised if he cheated with you while we was together. I don't know if that happened or not, but I wouldn't be surprised. And I'm not, and I want you to know I'm not angry about it at all. Child, listen, I have left that man in that situation in them ways years ago. Like, I don't care nothing about what he did to me no more. You know, that past is the past for a reason. I thank God that he has redeemed, healed me, delivered me, set me free, forgiven me. I've gone through deliverance and everything from this, and has blessed me with the husband that I have now, that I was always supposed to have, you know. And so I'm very blessed now. I don't care nothing about what that Bama did to me back then. I promise you that. Sorry, I ain't trying to be disrespectful to your husband if you're still married to him. But yeah, so that's it for this episode. Again, I ain't really mean for it to be that long, but the Lord told me to release this. And again, like I said, I'm sorry. I pray you forgive me. It was not something set out to do. It happened. But then after I took full accountability, because that happened the first time, it shouldn't have happened again after that. I should have kept answering his calls. I shouldn't have kept answering his texts. And then the next time they were planned. You know what I'm saying? So I take full responsibility for that. I should have stopped it. But I didn't. And even though we weren't caught, it doesn't matter. I've dealt with this for years. You know, I've had this... even though God has forgiven me, you know what I'm saying, I dealt with this for years, you know, this shame for years. And so the Lord said it's time to release it now. And it's because it falls in line in my story with being married to my narcissist ass husband, because it happened during the time. And so yeah, so that's it for this episode. That's all I got, really. You know, it's not even one of them episodes where I'm gonna be like, share, and subscribe, like, because it's not about, I'm not releasing it for that. I'm really releasing it because God told me to, and that's just it. You know, I'm being obedient, and I feel like it's going to be therapeutic for me. Actually, you know, I feel like it's going to be a release for me. I feel like that, and so I give God all the glory for that. And so again, I pray you forgive me. And that's it. I love you, but know that God loves you more.